Black August is a political education movement that began in the late 70s. It is a commemoration, reflection, and observance of historical resistance against the racist social structure. And while Black August started in the late 70s, its origins came out of the Black Power movement of the late 60s. Coming off the heels of the civil rights struggle, it eventually evolved into the Black Power movement. Some civil rights leaders started to take a different direction towards Black liberation, which includes one of its tenets as armed self-defense. With the founding of the Black Panther Party and the rise of Stokely Carmichael, the Black Power movement gained traction amongst Black people in the inner cities. This movement also began to gain traction within the prison systems. The movement took a militant shift towards Black power. The state started to get aggressive and started incarcerating these young Black activists. But just because they locked up these activists doesn't mean that they didn't stop their work. The prison system, especially in California, started to produce a lot of political resistance towards the repression that they were receiving. So when we take a look at the roots of Black August, it starts with the political prison movement of the late 60s. There are three key figures that many Black August scholars consider the fathers of the Black August movement. The first one is W.L. Nolan, the second one is George Jackson, and the third is Qatari Gaudin. All three of these men met in San Quentin prison, where they politicized the Black prison population. It first started with W.L. Nolan, who in 1969 circulated a petition to file a lawsuit against the California prison system, articulating inhumane and racist conditions. He stated in the lawsuit that the white prison guards were aiding white supremacist groups like the Aryan Brotherhood in conducting violent acts against Black prisoners. He also argued that the prison guards were adding deadly substances in the Black prisoners' food, such as broken glass and fecal matter. George Jackson wrote two books. His first book, Soledad Brother, was a collection of letters he compiled that was part of his experience in prison and his stinging critique against racism and capitalism in the United States. The book actually went on to be a New York Times bestseller. His second book, Blood in My Eye, is another compilation of his writings about political and social revolution. That book was actually released months after his death. Then there was Qatari Gaudin, who was a well-known activist in the Bay Area before his incarceration in 1967. All three of these men were murdered in prison. They never died of old age or natural causes. All three were murdered under the supervision of the California prison system. I'll touch on that more on a later video. So to commemorate the memory of those men and another important figure in Jonathan Jackson, George Jackson's little brother, the founders of the Black August movement created what was called Flea Days. Flea being an acronym for First Liberation Expedition of Africa. It is a remembrance of the events that is connected to the deaths of these freedom fighters. There are 4 Flea Days in August. The first Flea Day is August 1st, which commemorates the death of Qatari Gaudin on August 1st, 1978. The second Flea Day is August 7th. This observes the Marion County Courthouse assault, an event that took place on August 7th, 1970, when Jonathan Jackson attempted to free his brother and the rest of his comrades from prison. Jonathan, several of his associates, and the judge were all killed in the process. The third Flea Day is August 13th in remembrance of the murder of W.L. Nolan. While his murder happened on January 13th, 1970, the Black August scholars thought it was appropriate to just recognize it on August 13th. And the fourth flea day is August 21st. This remembers the killing of George Jackson on August 21st, 1971. While the core of the political education revolves around those in the prison resistance movement, Black August doesn't end there. What Black August scholars found was that several resistance movements in our history happened in the month of August. Slave revolts like the Haitian Revolution and Nat Turner's Rebellion happened in August. Urban rebellions like the Watts riots in Ferguson happened in August. And you even had nonviolent resistance movements like the 1973 March on Washington, which happened in August. And what was even more intriguing was they found that there were several revolutionaries where their birthdays were in the month of August. People like Marcus Garvey, Fred Hampton Sr., and James Baldwin all celebrate their birthdays in the month of August. August, for some reason, has a peculiar energy where resistance is high amongst Black people. I personally call it Black August energy. For some reason or another, August is the month where Black folks get fed up and they get up to resist the racist and capitalist system structures. However, let's understand this. Black August is not an extension of Black History Month. Black History Month is more of a celebration of Black achievement. It recognizes the contribution of Black people in this society. Black August is not meant to be a celebration, but a commemoration. It is to recognize those who fought and died for Black liberation. And Black August is not just a history lesson, but a political education. Black August is to inspire us and the generation behind us that the struggle for Black liberation should be achieved by all and any means, that the oppressor will not dictate how we resist and fight, that we as Black people will fight our own battles, and we're not going to ask for permission if this is okay to do this. Revolutions are never started off the permission of those in power. They are started with the masses of people who are fed up with the current system and they have no other alternative but to revolt.